Well,
Yo,
what up?
what's happening? What's happening?
Trying to figure out why in the hell my video look like that. That's hilarious. What up, Rod? Rob, yeah. Let me
What up, Rob?
I don't know. That's weird. I'm gonna change the
What you?
lens. Hold tight, everybody. Weird ass shit.
Man, how y'all? Yeah, Ken was pretty small just now. He gonna fix it right.
Yeah, that's kind of. I don't even know, bro. Let me see.
What up, Ant Man? What's happening? What's happening? Dragon Knight, I love the Lord too much to be Illuminati, bro.
Let's see. Let's see what we're looking like. Yo, what the hell is going on? Okay. All right. It's not the lens. I don't know. Okay, well, I got to fix. Hold on. I know what I'm going to have to do. What a fucking day.
Yeah, Johnny Mac, we skeleton for right now. While we wait, man, how y'all's weeks going? How y'all doing, man? That back camera was good. Was good.
Bro, I don't know why this shit is doing this. There we go.
Yeah, it's right now. Oh, there's multiple camera angles, y'all. So when he switched the camera, he switched it to where he was working at the controls station. Dang, Tracy G, you like merciless on these dudes, man. Kyrie got 18 in the third quarter. You say he was. He's averaging 27 points a game. I didn't even realize he's averaging 27.
Who, Kyrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know he was putting up that many either.
I really did not. I knew he was scoring, but I didn't know he was scoring that much.
Yeah, that's wild. Oh. All right. Let me do one more thing and here we go.
Dang, KD averaging 32.
How much Ben Simmons averaging?
Like 5. I think. Let me see what he got tonight. I ain't even looking at his numbers for tonight. Is he playing? He's not playing tonight.
Oh.
Is he? Well, let me see. Is he playing tonight? I'm sorry. Yeah, he is playing tonight, and he got 4.
Talk about a fall from grace, man.
Man, he averaging 5, 5, and 7.
Yeah. Yeah, let me shoot this to Q real quick. It's been fuck. Now I'm breaking the fucking phone. It's been a day, y'all. It's been running all day.
And man, why? What Tigolo? Where is Tigolo?
Oh, we haven't seen Tigolo in a minute.
I know. He's talking about rest in peace, my man Tigolo. I don't know what happened to Tigolo.
Yeah. Shit, maybe. Yeah, but no, I haven't heard from that brother in a sec. So I hope he's all right, man. I know, he got a little wild for a minute, with us.
Yeah.
And shit, like he was off meds or some shit. He was getting real Kanye on it.
He was for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody knew Tigolo on here. I don't know who it was, but if you know, tell him what's up.
All right. Let's get started, man. Where are my notes? Just sent the queue, so it'll probably be hopping on. And then I'm gonna drop the link in the YouTube members forum for you guys if anybody want to come on tonight and holler at us. All right. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Joining me on the show, we have Shelton J.
What's happening, man?
Nothing, man. Chilling, bro. It's been a day. You're now tuned into the best live sports talk show on YouTube at night. No filter, no agendas. Just homies sitting around talking sports. As we get ready to kick things off, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, leave a comment, and share the show. Let everybody know that we are live. If you're not a member, you can join by going to youtube.com/deadinsports. This is the Thursday show. And of course, as usual, the Thursday show is a little bit more condensed, even though lately we've been going around 2 hours. But yeah, I don't necessarily know if that'll be the case tonight because I really gotta wrap it. I gotta get some stuff for tomorrow back to Kevin for production and all the other shows. So gonna have to kind of keep it tight a little bit tonight. So we'll see how that go. But yeah, I heard you guys mention Skeleton Crew. So yeah, that's what we got here tonight. I actually just got here at the studio maybe about 15 minutes before showtime, so I was kind of scrambling, putting everything together. So it's been something. I did see that the Bucs and the Ravens last I saw were the score was 10-3 Bucs. So I don't know if that is still the case.
It still is.
Okay. Pretty sloppy, sluggish game so far.
I just turned it on here good. I did see that that was the first touchdown Tampa scored in the first quarter in a while. They moving the ball effectively with a short passing game, so they're getting the ball out of Tom Brady's hands. And normally the Ravens start out pretty hot, so it's kind of crazy to see them struggling a little bit. But that Tampa defense kind of looked right.
Yeah, I'm looking at the box. I'll pull up YouTube TV in a sec. Yeah, Brady 102. Fournette finally 61 yards. He had a 44-yarder. Okay, so hopefully he can get. He's on my fantasy team, so hopefully they'll do what they need to do. Fantasy wise, that is. I don't give a damn if they win or lose the game. I hope they lose, honestly. Lamar 11-16. Yeah, let me get this going in one of the tabs.
You said Godwin got 61 yards, right?
Yeah, he does. So I'm gonna pull this up here, and let me get that link ready for y'all here. Invite. Yeah, it's been a very interesting day, sports wise. Things happen that I don't normally see happen in the NFL, but they've been happening with more frequency lately over the last couple of years, and that's trades. So I thought that was really interesting that these teams are starting to now trade players back and forth in season. So yeah. I don't know what's up with that. How do I let me see? Put this thing in here. So yeah, we'll get into those. We'll get into some news. Some pretty big news happened today. Create post. Here we go. But I'm gonna get this posted real quick. For y'all. Channel member. Oh, this Dead Hip Hop. I'm on the wrong goddamn one. We better have all kind of folks up in here, Sheldon. All right. All right.
Hey man, you must be playing. He must be playing you.
Who?
He said Ant-Man must be playing. No, you playing Nick this week. I think you playing
yeah, I took down somebody last week, but my other team, man, it sucked. They were like 2-5. I've just had to come to the conclusion that it's not a good team. Michael Thomas can't get on the field, and Christian Kirk ain't doing shit. Okay, well, Q's out tonight. He's coming back from DC, so no Q tonight. It's just you and I, Shelton.
oh man.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to FIFO. FIFO was talking like he was going to be here Tuesday. He asked me if he was like, man, we be at the studio or not? I texted him earlier. I ain't heard back from him. I'm gonna have to fire FIFO from the damn show. God damn.
People got guests coming to town or something.
Every week. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But yo, I think the biggest news that happened tonight, though, was about Jamar being out, Chase being out, man.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks.
I thought it was 2 to 4. 4 to 6.
4 weeks, or was I thought it was 4 to 6.
Oh, it is 4 to 6. I'm sorry. Dang.
Yeah, bro. 4 to 6 weeks. First thing that went through my head is he's about to be off the top 5 list. It's funny we just did the list, but if you're playing in 4 to 6 weeks, then he's going to be immediately off that list. Not because he can't. Well, I mean, it is because he can't play, but not in the way that we normally say people can't play. So, so he's gone. The second thing. Well, I don't know. I actually toss it back to you, Shelton. When you saw the news, what were some of the things that went through your mind?
For them, Nick said it in the chat. I don't know if you looked at it, but he was saying they should be fine because their next four games against the Browns, the Panthers, the Steelers, and the Titans. So somebody said it in this chat as well, which I was thinking. Now we're gonna get to see T. Higgins and Boyd. With a team like that. That would be a big loss for most teams, but with this team, they got some weapons, so they should be able to be okay. Just rely on the run game a little bit more, and they should be able to manage. They should at least go 2-2 the next games, at least. But still, it's better that it happens now than later.
I agree with that. I think it's not like they're void of talent. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, but we get to see Burrow. Without that guy, he had a hell of a year last year with him, and now he's without him. He got other weapons, but people were saying that T. Higgins was top 10 at one point. So now it's time to see if that is indeed the case, right. And who do they manage when they don't have that weapon on the outside that's basically getting a lot of attention. What are these guys going to do with probably one-on-one coverage? So right. They should go 4-1. I mean, 3-1.
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
Really? What do you see? 2-2?
I like the 2-2 that you mentioned. I think that's probably close, man. But man, you know how it is, man. Any given fucking Sunday, bro. Pittsburgh is still, you never know what they can do. They can sneak and get you. Who are the Browns? The Titans are playing better, so they can lose to them. I think 2-2 seems reasonable, more reasonable than 3-1. They may shock me. You never know, but I don't know, bro.
Right.
I don't know
It's
because they.
it's 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 gonna be tough.
Yep. Because I mean, have the Bengals really been playing good football?
They did against in last week's game. Last week's game, they looked like they was rounding into form. Tyler Boyd had a monster game, and Joe Burrow had a monster game. He threw for over 400 yards, and it was easy. Last week was easy. Like they just dominated. But once again, losing him, it's a little different. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, it's a little different. What
Yeah.
they're going to have to do more than they've been able to do this year. One thing they haven't been able to do is run the ball effectively this year like they normally do. So you're going to rely a lot more on Joe Mixon to eat up some of that because you can only go outside so much, and at times he don't have that much time in the pocket anyway. So you're going to really have to rely on that running game to get you going. So Joe Mixon got to step up now.
Yeah, and then he's not having. He's been a little quiet lately.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get this game on here. Um, One we didn't get to happened Tuesday. Where is it? The Cowboys acquired Jonathan Hankins from the Raiders in a trade.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders got a 6th-round pick, and Dallas also got a 7th-rounder back as well. Um, so yeah, so they're definitely trying to shore up that D line. So yeah, I don't know what was going on with him in Oakland, but yeah, they got him. He was a former 2nd-round pick in 2013. So real solid against the run.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that was a big pickup because that's where Dallas is weak against the run. So you added a run stuffer, and that's what you needed to do to complement those guys on the outside. So I love to trade for them, and then to just give up a slot in the pick. That didn't really cost them anything to get him. So a vet with some experience.
yeah. They didn't really give up shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's always hard to evaluate NFL picks. Those 6 and 7 rounders sometimes. Seattle had a nice run with those guys. We already know
Mm-hmm.
Brady's story, but for the most part, you're not really getting shit in return. It's just
Right.
bodies, practice field people sometimes maybe. Every once in a
Right.
while you find a diamond in the rough. Or if your scouts team really, really good, you can find a productive player. But Jonathan Hankins, 2013, so he's been in the league for a while. So he got a lot of tread on those tires, or off those tires now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. The other one was about Kadarius Toney.
Mm-hmm.
Was acquired by the Chiefs for 2023 picks today. That happened today. Trying to
Mm-hmm.
see which ones. They got a
Third and 6th round, I think.
3rd and 6th-round pick,
Mm-hmm.
which you could probably find something you could probably find a replacement 3rd-round, a receiver in the 3rd round. A
Mm-hmm.
replacement level Kadarius Toney type player in the 3rd round. Because apparently he ain't really been doing anything. Apparently fast as hell, but he just ain't really been able to get on the field. But that was interesting that they gave up on him so fast. What did you think about this move?
He's only played. I looked it up, which I didn't realize, but this man has only played a few games in this short amount of time. So it was really not working out there with him. They couldn't really get him on the field. They were having problems about whether he was injured now or not. He's saying he's not injured. They're saying he was because he hurt his right hamstring. I think one of the hamstrings he hurt going into the season. And then during the season, while trying to recover, he pulled the other hamstring. So he's not been able to get on the field. The man's only been on the field like for a handful of games. So to give him up now, I don't see for a third. I think it's worth it. That way you don't just lose out because he wasn't doing nothing there anyway. He was not living up to form. He wasn't a star on that team. He wasn't in line to be a number one receiver. So you give him up, get a pick, and keep it moving. Now the other way, and that's what I was going to ask you. Kansas City loading up, which I get, but I don't know what they can do with him really, because you got 1, 2, and 3 locked up right now, and the only way to change it, because what's his name? Juju had 100 yards last game. Valdez-Scantling had 100 yards, and then now you got your third receiver. What's his name? Dang, you know his name. I can't think of his name. He's up for a contract.
Yeah, Mikael Hardman.
Yeah, Hardman. Hardman playing, he scored 3 touchdowns. So, you set it 1, 2, and 3. So I guess he's going to be that fourth receiver, which you can't have enough weapons around Patrick anyway. But I don't know if I would have made the move for this guy. Put it that way.
Unless they know something we don't know, right?
That's it.
It has to be. If you have Juju, who has 494 yards receiving, MVS, who has 369, Travis Kelce, who has 553. I don't have the yards for McCall Hardman on this ESPN article. And then you add this guy. Like, it's possible that, because he was a first-round pick, so it's very possible that the Giants didn't get a chance or didn't have the quarterback needed to really unlock this guy's talents. And that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, because you make a great point. It's like, why would you even need to get this guy? You're making it work with all of those weapons. Those yards. I mean, it sounds like the ball is being distributed damn near pretty evenly, or the production is close to being even. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. That's what I want to see, because Tyreek Hill started as a freaking punt returner, right?
Yes, he did.
And then he just became, what he is now, arguably top five to a lot of votes. So if they unlock him, bro,
that's crazy. Ghostman, you're exactly right. Ghostman 231, you said it, and I thought about it after I was saying what I was saying. Juju is on a 1-year deal. This is last year on Juju's deal. McColl's going to be up for a contract. So you basically have a cheap replacement in place in case you lose either one of them. So you're absolutely right. And if it pans out, great. The Chiefs can get, and the Chiefs wouldn't have problems replacing somebody later on anyway. Through free, anybody will come play with Patrick. So you'll be fine if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
I looked it up too. Only 20% of the players drafted, I think in round 6 beyond make the team even. So for that other pick, I was checking to see what that odds were, and I found it on here.
Yeah, Hank is probably be out the league in a year or two anyway. So
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was interesting. So we'll see, man. And if there's, as it seemed like he's hinting towards this sort of discontent, which I'm starting to see that a lot between the players and the organizations. These guys are being really vocal about what's being said and what's actually true. So I think it's just something to keep watch, because if he's not actually hurt and they're saying he's hurt, then I don't know, man. That depresses the value of a lot of these guys, to be traded. So that'll be kind of interesting to watch and see how that all plays out.
I just hope he goes in there and lights it up.
Yeah, I do too. Let's see here. Keep going.
Oh, did you get the Philly trade?
No, I don't see that one.
Philly traded. Let me see. Hold on, let me find it again. Philly picked up Robert Quinn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from the Bears.
Oh, shit.
Yep, for a 4th-round draft pick. And the crazy thing about that trade is Roquan Smith found out about it during his press conference. he started crying on stage. It was the most emotional thing. It was crazy to me too that Chicago would let Robert Quinn go. I mean, he had 18 and a half sacks last year. He's only had one this year, but he's still Robert Quinn. And he's team leader. He was a leader of that team. They made that clear. Robert Quinn was the leader of the Chicago Bears, and he was team captain. So for them to let him go for a 4th round pick, that was brilliant on Roseman and those guys to pick him up now. And it
I
addressed
wonder
the
what Q
need.
has to say about that.
Oh, he liked it. He was real excited about it. And like I said, they are going for it, and they addressed the need because they Rob, you're right. Roquan does wish it was him getting traded, and it probably will be him next. But that addressed the need because they lost Barnett early in the year, so they got tons of pass rushers, but to add a guy with experience and a leader in that locker room, that just speaks volumes for what they're already trying to build. So that was the trade so far that I liked the most. And for them to give up a 4th round pick for him, that really, these guys have a ton of picks, and they got the Saints pick coming up, so they still gonna be drafting high no matter what. These guys are loaded. They are loaded, and according to Q,
kind of wild.
Yeah, and they have everything in place for success. It's just you have to make sure that you can deal with injuries, and we hadn't seen the storm yet. We still got to see, when it gets a little rocky, because for every team, it's ain't a perfect league, so you're not going to just go through this thing like smooth. So when stuff gets rocky, we're gonna see, we can really see what happens. But they got leaders in place. I'll tell you that they got some leaders in place, and that trade doesn't do nothing but bolster that. And that 4th round, I don't know what Chicago's angle is though. Do you?
No, not at all. Because I mean, you could definitely if you traded him for a 4th round pick, imagine what you can get for old boy.
Right.
So it, I don't know. It's like it's Fields winning more games than they really anticipated. That they really want him to suck, so they could try to get another quarterback. It's really weird, man. I think you could definitely see that there's no direction from the organization at all.
I really would like to be a fly on the wall so I can see what they are trying to do. Like you said, if you tanking, let's go all out. Like Roquan should be gone by now.
Yep.
Take that high pick, sell high if that's what you're gonna do. But I just don't get it. I don't understand what they're trying to do and what the message is. They talk about trading Montgomery, the running back. That would be perfect for me. If I'm the GM, Montgomery's gone because he's a good running back. There's several teams that need one. The Rams would need him. The Bills need him. There's several teams in position that would make moves for Montgomery. And you got Herbert back there that can push the rock. You got a second running back that's probably better than your starter. Get rid of him and sell high. Get some draft capital for some of these guys, man.
Man, that pass Brady just threw to Evans, bro, that it dropped right in his arms.
That's what I was going to say.
One hell of a fucking pass, bro.
And I was going to say that about Brady that a lot of people have been saying. I was going to ask you your opinion on that part. They saying like Brady's over the hill, it's over. And I'm like, man, I don't think so. I mean, I'm not saying I'm, rooting for him like that. But I'm just saying I don't think it's him. Their problems, they start with him because of his dedication, but not his age. That's the part I don't like. I don't like him talking about him being too old. He's the same thing to me. He looks the same. It's the other stuff that kind of is what was killing it. The outside noise.
And they don't want to say that he's distracted. Which is kind of what I'm hearing. And it's interesting that you're pointing that out because last year they were marveling at his age.
Right.
Now is he's too old. Like, which one is it? Y'all were telling us that he could play until he's like 47.
Right.
Now he's old. We've seen it. Everybody has seen it. If you've been watching this game long enough, these quarterbacks that are old come in and they just don't got it. Like, it's just gone.
Right.
And So it could very well just be gone, but there are so many other external factors in play that could really be impacting this team. And we have to look at the fact that he did lose some offensive linemen. So it's going to take a while for the Brady to coach them guys, them up to be able to do what they need to do, because they getting lit up now.
Right.
So and the Ravens defense, at least the secondary and all that, they've been letting people come back. So all season. So I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, yeah, that's a very good observation.
Right. And yeah, a lot of that is caused on his own. Like I said, it's his own doing. Some of it is by not showing up, not being here then, going, taking a sabbatical. All that stuff is on him. I'm not absolving him from blame, but I don't want them to blame it on his age. It's not that. He ain't got old. He's been old. But that ain't what's causing them to struggle right now. What's causing them to struggle is continuity, making good decisions, and the fact that his head don't seem like it's all the way in it. It don't seem like the same guy. And it's not physical. I don't see the physical part. Like you said, he dropped that pass in there. I see some of these other passes. That dude, that arm ain't gone. It's the same.
Yeah,
It's the other
that was
stuff.
a beautiful pass.
It's the other stuff.
While we on Brady, Tracy G. Brady should play first as long as he can. It's his life, YOLO. Shoot, he could be AD, live life, Tom, live life. Of course.
Yeah. Well, I saw a report today that said Giselle told him it's either football or her. This is it. Either he quit. I saw it on Yahoo, as a matter of fact, on Yahoo News. She said either quit football or I'm out. So, and they said that they're not sure whether she meant this year or at the end of the season. Right now, at the end of the season, they ain't really not sure. But she wants him to stop, and I believe that much is true.
Oh yeah,
But whether he will or not, that's another question.
I mean, she told him, "What you gonna do, Lamar? What you gonna do, bro?" Man, I can't believe J.K. Dobbins is hurt, bro. This dude.
That's crazy. But
Yeah.
a lot of times when they work that hard to get back, man, other stuff goes, and it's real. That's real life, and that's for anybody. The harder you work, if you hurt one thing, you can hurt something else trying to get back. I see it so often with players in basketball and football getting injured, recovering from injury. So, yeah, TJ, we're gonna get to your super chat. But yeah, that's something that I see often. Luckily, they just got Gus Edwards back last week, so this was supposed to be his breakout game.
Yeah, TJ Clark. Kind of happy that Chase is out 4 to 6 weeks. Higgins finna eat more as long as he healthy on my fantasy squad, brother. I feel you. And as long as we do not play any of those 4 to 6 weeks, he can ball out as much as he want.
You're right. He gonna eat though. He gonna eat. But I look out for Tyler Boyd a little bit more. I just consider Tyler Boyd is gonna be more consistent for him. He's stepping it up. Both of them stepping it up, but watch out for Tyler. Tyler gonna be that guy.
It's funny. Isaiah Likely doesn't look like the tight ends that I've grown accustomed or have always known. Speaking of tight ends, though, one we haven't talked about yet, who looks like a bust this year, Kyle Pitts.
Man,
He's been hurt, so that has had a lot to do with it. But when he's on the field, he ain't doing shit.
he ain't doing nothing.
And
I wonder, you think that's Mariota though, or is it him?
Right now, that's the excuse I have, Shelton, that it has to be Mariota and not him, because we saw, there were flash. The production was there last year,
Right.
but if are they not calling plays for him? What's the OC doing? Is Mariota not looking his way? Because so I don't know, but it's not looking good, bro.
It's not. You brought Drake London in, who's a monster. So, and having Drake London there and him, that should take more of the pressure off of him. Meaning like that, the double coverage and all that stuff he sees.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a lot easier for him. But Drake London has performed better than him. But once again, he ain't done nothing either. So I think it's more a case of Mariota than it is anything else. Mariota's done nothing as far as that's concerned. He's been, and it's crazy though, because some of these quarterbacks are winning these games with ball control this year. You see it a lot this year. These quarterbacks, before I used to take a quarterback airing the ball out. We always talked about that. It ain't been like that this year. Zach Wilson winning all these games. Oh boy, in Dallas, Cooper winning all those games. These guys are winning games without throwing the football. Like they're not even having to throw the football to win games. And Mariota's playing great not throwing the ball. But yeah, you're right. Kyle Pitts, we got to take a look at him for the rest of the year. But I'm with you. I blame Mariota over anything else. He needs a real quarterback. They did, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm right now. Like I said, I think that's the excuse that I'm giving him. So I'm shooting him some bail. But yeah, nah, it's looking bad right now. It's looking bad right now. So yeah, I just don't think they're using him. And at some point, like, why would you spend that draft capital at that position not to use the guy? Like, are you really trying to tank it? Who are you trying to tank for?
That's crazy.
Aldrin J. Man, I don't know if I'm ready to call Jerry Jeudy a bust, man, but because it's not like we switched quarterbacks. Russ ain't look good. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of still in the same situation where he still don't have anybody to get him the ball. And if we don't want to blame Russ, then Nathaniel Hackett. So he's been handicapped by the coaching, which it leaked out today that he might get fired. So I'm going to give him some bail too.
Right. And I saw that the Packers may make a run for Jerry Jeudy.
Oh wow. So wait, so when? This year?
This year. So before the trade deadline. So I don't know if Denver's gonna budge on that, but if they do, that'll save your boy Aaron to be back.
Yeah, that's that's interesting, right? Because in the past, people, media, us possibly as well, lamented that when the Packers draft, they don't draft receivers.
Mm-hmm.
They go out and draft them 2 receivers, and now they want to move off them and get, and go try to trade for one. So who's right? So it's like you were saying, oh, they're not getting Aaron Rodgers help. They got him 2 guys. Christian Watson fast as shit. Dudes, whatever his name is, Romeo, he fast as shit. They're probably just not good, but they finally made the move, and now they don't like him.
Right. I guess the problem was, and here's my problem with that. They got him receivers, but they waited too late. He don't get no bail for me anyway. To me, it's Aaron Rodgers' fault, period. But I would have drafted one of those receivers or another, not a receiver, while I had a number 1 guy. So you got 2 rookies replacing that guy, and I'm talking about probably the number 1 receiver in the league. So in saying that, it's just too big of shoes to fill. Instead of bringing somebody in along, because I think the only receiver they drafted was Rodgers out of Clemson, and he don't even get to play. Like Amari Rodgers don't even see the field, and he really is more like a specialist, like a returner and stuff like that. Anyway, So it would have been different if they had drafted those guys when you had a guy in place. They don't have a guy. Lazard was the 4th string receiver last year, and now he's your number 1. So it's kind of like they got to get him some help. This ain't working out.
And Lazard talks about he ain't playing Sunday.
Oh wow, that's not a good thing, especially against the Bills team. You need everybody in that game. And
this
Randall Cobb
Packers,
is out too.
yeah, this Packers situation is about to get messy because
Mm-hmm.
right now they should be trending up. Those
Right.
receivers he should have more chemistry with them. They should know out of their routes, I mean, et cetera, et
Mm-hmm.
cetera. And he's basically calling them out or blaming them for failures of the team as the quarterback.
Right.
So yeah, this might get ugly real quick.
And I thought that was the biggest sucker move ever. You know, he keeps calling them out in the media and saying all this stuff. I never liked that. I never liked the blame thing, especially when you got all this stuff going on around you and you're that leader. Like you are Aaron Rodgers. You're Aaron freaking Rodgers. You're supposed to be able to do this by yourself if need be. But yet here you are pointing the finger at other people. Like you have no, like I have nothing to do with what's wrong. These guys ain't, that's just crazy to me. That's crazy. You know, you take this humble and
Yep.
say, we're going to work on it. We're going to get better. Back to the drawing board. That's what you say. Not coming out here blaming people. Like, who are you? That's just crazy.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be, you're the greatest quarterback of all time. Show it.
Yeah, like Presto pointed out, they drafted Jordan Love instead of T. Higgins.
That's crazy. That's
Yep.
crazy. And T was that guy. T was that guy at Clemson.
And Jordan Love
T
can't
was
even get on the field.
can't get on the field. And if
That
you
worked
brought
out.
Jordan Love, it didn't at all. Because if you brought him in to replace Rodgers, you should let Rodgers walk and kept Jordan there with Devontae Adams. I think I would have done that anyway. Or that way you could have at least been in line for the next quarterback. But they went the other way. There's no way I would let Devontae Adams go anywhere. Put it that way.
What channel is this next Mavs game on TV?
Yeah, it's on. Dang, I was just watching it. Hold on.
Let me
No, I was watching it on the app.
Oh, okay.
I thought I was
it's
watching it
pretty
on
close.
TV.
The Nets 1-3, man. That's man. I want to go back to Tuesday because I think FIFA may have been missing the point that I was trying to make about LeBron James. Him being old, being done. Nobody give a damn about LeBron James anymore. You know, it's like he's worn out his welcome. And we look at they are 0-4. As B pointed out in the chat, they lost without Westbrook. So Westbrook has been the fall guy for a lot of this shit. And they still lost. And then we take a look at the Nets. KD 1-3. So he only has one more win than the Lakers team.
Right.
Not getting a lot of, well, I don't know if they're getting a lot of heat, but have more talent than the Lakers, I would think. Yet they only have one win. Where I was trying to go is I think it's time for these young guys to kind of just take over the league, bro. And let's move on. Doncic, Ja, Trey, LaMelo when he come back, Anthony Edwards, et cetera, maybe Booker, even though I think he's kind of capped out where he's at, but who knows? Maybe he can ascend to another superstar level. What to be up next? I don't know who's up next. Let me just take Booker out of that because he's had his little brief moment, but Steph is will be the new LeBron, like the new face of the league.
Right.
And then Steph will phase out, and then then it'll be Ja or whoever takes over. It's time for LeBron to go and sit his ass down. But he's and I just don't people will still marvel at certain things that he does, but I don't think people care anymore, bro.
Not like that.
I think they're over it.
They are. Right now, I think it's just about the train wreck. You, like I said, you watching it because you want to see a train wreck. Because I watch the Lakers. I watch them sometimes in awe. Like, man, they They messed this thing all. Him and Rob Pelinka messed this thing all the way up. And don't that championship seem like it's so far away? And that was only a couple years ago.
Yep.
But it seems like, it was forever ago. But you're right. I agree with you. It is time for these younger guys to start getting more play. We don't see Trey on national TV much. We see him because we're here in Atlanta. We're fortunate, but we don't see a lot of those guys on a regular basis. You see a good little bit of Luka and some of those guys, but there's more guys out there. There's guys that are ready to take the torch. They really are.
Yep.
It's time to start seeing some of them. It really is. But to me, the Lakers and the Nets are train wrecks, and we watch it like a soap opera. We watch it to see. I watch the Nets for a couple reasons. One, to see when KD gonna get mad again and go off on Twitter. To see when Kyrie is gonna go on a sabbatical. And 3, to see when Ben's gonna implode. And those are the 3 reasons to watch the Brooklyn Nets. That's pretty much it. And for the Lakers, it's the same thing. To see when AD gonna get hurt. To see when Patrick Beverly and Russ gonna get into it. That's pretty much it. What's funny is both those coaches got texts last night too. Steve Kerr what his name? Got kicked out. Steve Nash got kicked out for the first time. So he went crazy, and Darvin Ham went crazy last night. So I thought that was kind of funny that I saw both of them get those texts.
Tracy G, if Lamar don't win tonight, he not getting that contract. Lakers and Philly should not be televised anymore, especially the Lakers.
I agree. The first part I don't agree with. Lamar gonna get his money regardless. I'm still of the belief that he's playing this game with no true number one receiver. He does not have one. Mark Andrews is the number one receiver, and he got hurt. So he don't have nobody. It's just him. It's just him. His running backs are always out. It is just him. And ain't too many quarterbacks can say that. So Lamar gonna always get a leg for me until they get him somebody in there that can really catch the ball. But you're right. The Lakers and Philly shouldn't be on TV. I get tired of watching Philly too. They look a mess.
Yeah, I'm with that. Another team that's playing tonight from Tracy G. What is going on with Kawhi? Is he still injured? I think he did hurt. He did hurt himself, right?
No, I don't think so. I think he's just on load management. They have him on serious load management. So they're trying to ease him back into playing because he didn't play at all last year. So you're really just trying to ease him back into the lineup. So that's why you see him some nights.
His knee swelled up on him. Hold on.
Get it?
Let me see.
Oh yeah, they say his knee.
It did.
You're right. He experienced stiffness in the knee.
Yeah. You might. Kawhi may play half the season.
Yeah.
Kawhi don't play around, man. Kawhi feel anything, he shuts it down.
Yeah, and that's and I was gonna say that's how it is anyway with these players, man. Some of these injuries are not injuries. If you tweak something, you make a little move and tweak something, that's it. They'll shut it down. They don't play with the money. So
do you think Kawhi kind of changed the league in that regard, where whenever he gets hurt, he looks out for himself first? Kind of going to what you were just saying.
He's one of the ones. He definitely is. Because you remember they started the load management thing in San Antonio when he was there anyway. So
yep.
I think that those guys, the older guys and the vets on the team was kind of in his ear like, hey, man, take care of yourself because ain't nobody else going to look out for you. And I think them telling him that stuck with him, and he's used that to the fullest extent at this point because we still have him rated. Some of us had him rated in our top 5.
I did.
And we ain't seen him play. You know what I'm saying? So he is kind of robbing them, because you're not getting it. You hear about this team, but you're not seeing it from him.
And he manages to avoid criticism for it. He
does.
It's so weird. Like, think about this, right? I was thinking about this when I saw that his knee was swelling up on him. I thought about, man, if we just swap out Kawhi Leonard with Anthony Davis, imagine what people would be saying. But
that's true.
For the last couple of years, they've been the same guy when it comes to health.
Right.
But nobody say shit about really Kawhi. Like, but AD get all the heat. Kawhi need to get some of that shit too. Like, this guy missed the whole season. He sat out the whole playoffs.
Right.
So yeah, like it's perception is a funny thing to me when you kind of look at it. AD stay hurt. He's always going to stay hurt. That's kind of been his thing, but it's been that thing with Kawhi as well. But he never gets any heat for it. It's kind of wild,
right? Yeah, AD was grabbing his back last night, so I wouldn't be surprised if AD is out for a couple games soon too.
No, I see what you guys said. I understand Kawhi's history, his record, the 2 MVPs, et cetera, et cetera. And that's all fine and dandy. But when was the last time any of that shit happened? He had that magical run, the luckiest championship and NBA title in NBA history when he went in Toronto. Now we're going to talk about Kawhi. Man, let's talk about it. He was supposed to go to the Clippers and he was supposed to bring a title. They got put out, blew a 3-1 lead. The next year, I think, got hurt. Kawhi's career, his stint as a Clipper has been as much of a failure, damn near. Well, he ain't been playing, so it hasn't been all that great. If we really want to look at it, him and Paul George,
right?
Paul George took a lot of heat, as well. And Kawhi again managed to avoid it. He balled out, but come on, man! Like, people were expecting titles when he went to LA. And they ain't done shit besides, I think they got to a conference finals.
That's it, playoff P.
King Cam, I mean, AD has done more in LA than Kawhi. If you want to put an asterisk on it, shit, they were there too. They had a chance to get an asterisk ring. if people want to put that on there, they didn't get it. So, but nobody looked at the Clippers, and everybody bumping on the Clippers bandwagon again. And shit, they struggling with the fucking Thunder.
That's crazy.
Who are 1-3 and the Clippers are 2-2. So, if we're gonna talk, we need to talk.
Right.
So yeah. It was saying Kawhi was supposed to be the best player in the league, bro.
They were getting, this team has been getting championship nods and dethroning the Warriors because of the depth and all this stuff, this whole offseason. That's all you've been hearing about is the Clippers. So I'm like, I want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, because they got John Wall, they got they can win it this year, but will they? And that's the thing we got to see. Back to Philly real quick from Tracy. Is Doc fired by Christmas? That's cute.
It looks that way. I told you I didn't think so, but now looking at it, I can kind of see it. Because you got to blame somebody. And he's going to be the initial scapegoat for that team. Somebody got to take the heat, and it's going to be him.
When you give them Harden and Harden comes back and he's playing like he looks like as close to vintage Harden as you can get, and you're still losing, yeah, he's gone if he don't start winning. Because at that point, it's like, what's the excuse? Like, we got rid of the malcontent Ben Simmons, and maybe we need to get to him after this game, and we bring in somebody even better. And he's healthy now, per Q, and the way he's been playing. And you're losing, nah, man. That's not how we get down. Like, your coaching cost us the finals, Eastern Conference Finals appearance. When you they lost to the Hawks. Like, come on, what are we doing? So yeah, at some point, I think he'll be gone, and I think Doc's time in the league, man, as one, like, he's an old coach, and it's probably just time for these old heads. It's kind of like LeBron, man. Just go sit down, bro.
Right. These
go
young
sit
guys,
down.
and you're saying it because these young coaches are. Yeah, I figured Mark Andrews would be out for the rest of the game. I saw him take him to the locker room. But these young coaches, man, they're doing their thing. You know, you got Willie Green, man. Willie Green, even though he got an old man's name, he's doing his thing in New Orleans with those guys. So these younger coaches are really making a difference and showing that they can coach. So you're gonna see some of these other young guys get opportunities elsewhere as well. So just keep your eyes open for that because it's coming. Oh man, KD missed a wide open three.
I was gonna ask you because wait, it's tied though.
It is. It's 112, 110 on my TV.
Oh, my bad. ESPN updated quickly.
Also,
because I was gonna ask because I saw Luka had a bad pass and I'm not watching, and Ben Simmons stole it, and I was wondering who was gonna get that final shot, but you said it was KD. He just missed it.
Well, KD missed the three. Then they got the steal, so KD did get the dunk to tie it up. So it is tied with 8 seconds left.
Okay,
this game was over. So I was behind.
You know, I'm okay with KD missing a wide open three.
Luka with that pass.
Luka?
That was on Luka. And he's missed the 2 games that the Mavericks have lost. Luka has missed shots to win those games. Now, neither was an easy shot. They just gave it to him and let him try to figure something out. But, you know, Luka got to make one of these game winners down the stretch. He got to do something to win one of these games. Let Ben Simmons get a steal?
He'll probably do it tonight. This will probably be the one just because.
Just because he ain't done it yet.
Yeah, just because you calling him out. Just because you calling him out.
Now, where they went wrong on that play is once Ben got the steal, I'd have ran to everybody else because he wasn't going to do nothing with it. He wasn't going to do nothing with it.
Yeah, BL, I saw that too. Somebody put it in our Dennis Sports group chat where he passed Ben Simmons the ball and he didn't do shit with it.
That was a hot potato in his hand. He looked around and tried to find somebody. Oh, Luka got a triple-double tonight. Dang, 37, 10, and 10. But that won't mean nothing if you can't win this game. Man, that's crazy about Ben Simmons, though. It's just crazy to me because I saw the talent so early, and I was like, man, this dude is going to be one of those guys. I've never been more wrong. Never been more wrong.
Shelton, the funny thing about that, NBA TV, let me see if I can get to that, is that I was anti-Ben, and I let FIFO talk me into Ben Simmons. I was questioning things about Ben early on the show, and FIFO talked me into it.
Yeah. And I get it because I was wrong too. I was completely wrong. Because like I said, I was saying, and you're right, Ghostman in the chat, you're absolutely right. He wasn't doing nothing in college. He was the same way. He's been the same way the whole time. It's just you see flashes that this guy got more talent than the average player. He could do more. And I'm fascinated by things that are odd. The reason why I like watching Tom Brady still be around is because he's so old doing what he's doing. That's crazy to me.
Get him, Luka. Luka, get him, Luka. Oh, Luka.
Oh, my God.
I found the game. Thanks. Appreciate that, Tracy G. I'm on NBA TV now. Wait. I want to see the media next tomorrow. I don't really follow him like that. But Luka passed up a layup, Shelton.
He just did. He sure did.
And he made the pass to a wide open guy in the corner. Now, because I think Skip is on his next target is Luka.
Yeah.
But remember when people used to criticize LeBron for doing that?
Yeah. That right there. The only thing I can see is he was scared to get a shot blocked, but still, it was the wrong play. It was the wrong move.
Right. He made the right basketball play. But that never was good enough when it came to LeBron. So now let's see what happens with this. See, these are the things that I be trying to point out.
Correct.
the inconsistencies.
You're right.
So
You're right.
I just want to see what they say because he should like it was 3 people over there. Why are you going to shoot that?
Right.
Unless he
right.
could have gotten an angle. But anyway, that's just me though.
That'd have been a hell of a pass, and that'd have been a hell of a pass during the regular game, but not for the game winner.
No, it would. So Tracy, let me explain about because I started watching when Embiid went out and Ben Simmons just went fucking nuts. Like I was like, oh, that's it right there. He was averaging triple doubles, damn near 20 points. I mean, he was lighting it up. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he just really needs the jump shot, everything that everybody been saying for years. And it just never really happened. So that's why I kind of went in when I listened to him. I was like, okay, let me go back and rewatch this and see what he's saying. And then he went on a run, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I see it now. And I should have just I should just
say what you would. But like I said, to be honest, man, all signs pointed to him being great. It looked like something that just needed to be unlocked because you could see it. All the talent is there. But we're in the age of mental health and all, the stuff like that. And you see more of that. And those weren't factors in, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Well, nobody talking about mental health, as a part of why you may not be playing well. But now you see that, you know what I'm saying? And he's one of those cases. He's one of those cases. When you talk about a head case, he's in his head more than anybody else. And that play where Kyrie said shoot it, he never looked at the basket. He turned right around and found somebody behind him to pass it to. It was the most baffling thing I've ever seen in my life. And it had nothing to do. Now, Kyrie spoke well and said all the right things. Kyrie is saying all the right things, and he said the right thing. He said, man, that man ain't played in 2 years. Give him a minute to get himself together. That's right. It's true. But what's going on with Ben Simmons has nothing to do with 2 years off and everything to do with what's going on in his mind.
Yeah, I looked it up, man. And yeah, I think here's some numbers that he's had without Embiid. 42, 12, and 9 versus Utah in 2021. 34, 12, 12, 5 steals, 2 blocks versus the Nets in 2020. He had an 8-game winning streak. I think this was the one in 2018 and averaged 15, 9, 9, and 2 steals. Correct. That was what Ben Simmons was doing. Like this is what this guy's talent is capable of. We haven't seen that shit. So it's not like it's never been there because the evidence was there. But you're right, Shelton. When the worst thing, like I'm really curious. Hold on. I'm getting worked up. Take some water. I think the Nets pacifying Ben Simmons may be the worst thing that they could have done. This man may not ever get people right. Those numbers I read, and he's still young. Is that still there? Those were like Giannis type numbers that I read off. Remember he said that he saw himself as a Giannis type player? Those were Giannis numbers. But he got in his head, Shelton, like you said, and ain't to be seen. And can't
he ain't been right. He ain't been right since. I remember my one thing with him was everybody was talking about threes. I was mad because I would see him watch people rebound. I used to be so mad at that because I wanted him to get triple doubles. I wanted Ben Simmons to be the next Magic Johnson. That's what I saw. I was like, I don't know what it is about tall point guards, but I used to love to see a taller guy play point. Walt Williams from Maryland. I don't know if y'all ever remember him, but he played college basketball at Maryland. A lot of those tall guys that can handle the ball. Lamar Odom, I love to see that. I love it. And I was wanting that for him. I wanted him to be that next guy. And I was like, man, he's going to be Magic. I really thought he was going to be Magic. I thought he was. And I was like, oh, the 3 will come. And I saw, I even saw on one of those shows today, they were talking about how, you see those clips in the summertime of him shooting, threes. And you're like, okay, he's gonna come out and shoot them this year, and he never does. Well, it's over now. They're not gonna talk about him, Ken. They're not gonna talk about him because all you're gonna know is they won in overtime.
But the thing is, even though, like, they're gonna go on to win. So, but that LeBron still will get talked about because he didn't win in regulation. But it's cool. Mm-hmm. I'll point it out.
You're right, and you're absolutely right. But I was just saying, as far as the media goes, they're not going to talk about it. But you're still right. Yep. Luka had a chance to win 3 games this year, and lost all 3 of did not win all 3 of those games at the buzzer, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it happens. It can happen, but he's going to have to make one of these eventually. Man, Jason Kidd is doing a hell of a job.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a hell of a job because these guys, this team, they got a couple good players, but to be honest, when you look at the Dallas Mavericks lineup, sans Luka, you take Luka out of this equation, and you look at that lineup versus some of these other teams, they don't stack up. Even this Nets team, if you take the best 2 players, Luka and KD, out of the picture, and look at the Dallas roster versus the Nets roster, Dallas should not be in this game.
No, not at all.
So I attribute a lot of this to Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is a hell of a coach. Damn, Luka got 39 points, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds.
Yeah, he gonna fill the stat sheet, bro.
I made a statement one day. I was thinking, because I was watching Draymond play, and I don't know what I was thinking about. Somebody corrected me quick. I appreciate it. But I was saying, is Draymond the best big man passer in the league? And I was like, man, what was I thinking? Now I saw Joker make a pass yesterday. I meant to send it to you in the group chat. Joker made a pass. He never even looked to the corner. He never even looked the direction he passed the ball. And it wasn't like a little easy quick pass. It was a cross court on a dime. He hit somebody without ever looking in that direction. His eyes never went there. I've never seen a pass like that in my life. And it wasn't, you had to be watching the game to catch it. Somebody caught it on TikTok and posted it. Like, did y'all see that? And I went back and watched this like maybe 50 times. I was like, who in the world can do that? Like, who else in the world could make that pass? I ain't seen it. But it was Joker ain't just the best passing big man. Joker may be the best passer in the league, period. For some of the things he does with the basketball. I've never seen that before. And that's crazy. How many fouls?
Oh, there is Ben Simmons out there. Is he running pick and roll with Ben Simmons?
How many fouls does he have?
Did I just see that? Wait a minute.
Did they?
It looked like it was
he got 4 fouls. Oh no, that's the other day. He has almost as many fouls as points this year.
He's done, man.
Yeah.
He's done. And the thing about it is that, and this is what I was thinking about, like, we all thought that, well, not we all, that's just a phrase. I don't mean it literally, but the speculation was that when you get out of Philly in a new scenario, they're going to do everything they need to do to make sure he's right, and Ben Simmons will be back. And it just hasn't happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a quitter. And that's what I was thinking about. It's like, the Nets rolled over for this guy. And this is what they're doing? When does he quit on this team? Because that's where I'm at. Ben Simmons quit watch.
Right.
Because it's gonna happen. Kyrie done yelled at him once.
Right. On the court.
It ain't over.
Right.
It ain't over, bro.
They're having a conversation. Oh, that's why I was mentioning Jason Kidd. I was going to ask you, Do you think maybe if Ben Simmons was with a different organization with a different head coach, that maybe could unlock whatever's missing, it will be a different result? Or do you
I
like
think
to be?
in the past, yes. Jason Kidd was, I want to say, really impactful on Giannis early on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's possible that he could have helped Ben Simmons too, as a point guard himself.
Right.
It's possible. If the situation, like if Ben could pick his own team, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, man. I think he's done.
I think so too. It's just crazy to me though, because like I said, this is the ideal situation. There should be no pressure. There should be no pressure. You got Kyrie and KD that's eating up all the media hype. They're eating up all the news time. Everything that's going on is geared towards them. You ain't got nothing to do
Mm-hmm.
but show up. Even if you could average 20 assists right there. You ain't gotta do
Mm-hmm.
nothing else. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he's not even doing that. He's not doing that. It's like he don't want nothing to do with anything offensive, like nothing. And Jay Will said it today. Jay Will was like, "Man, it's different." Oh, that's what I was telling you too. Is they talk about it being, in the when you say, well, in the summer we see him shooting threes and doing all that. He's like, that's in a rec gym. He's like, it's different when you get out there in the court in front of 20,000 people. And the world is watching. That's a totally different scenario. All that's out the window. So don't look for him to be that guy when it matters, because he's not going to be that. He's not that. And
Yeah.
you're right. I don't think he could ever be that at this point. That time has passed. The FIFO 3 to 5 window is closed. 3 to 5. Tracy G,
Damn,
the
bro.
Warriors aren't done. The Warriors are not done. Warriors,
KD and LeBron James are a combined. They have a
One and
combined.
eight.
They have one win.
1 and 8.
Yeah.
This is the true changing of the guard.
Or one. Yep. 1-8. I think they're 1-3 now. 1-8, bro.
Mm-hmm. Now I think they're 1 and 4, aren't they?
After this game, they got one win.
Yeah, they're 1 and 4. So
And
they're
KD
1 and
just
8
got ripped.
combined.
One win, bro. All that talent.
Yeah. That's crazy.
1-8. Who would? All those years ago, I never would have imagined this would even be the case.
Mm-hmm.
With Kyrie.
Again. Yeah.
KD with Kyrie, LeBron with AD.
Right.
1-8.
That's crazy. And they both got their Robins. They both got that second guy. Like you said, you got AD playing right now. You got Kyrie playing right now. And both of them are playing at a high level. It's not like we mentioned, Kyrie is averaging 27 a game. I don't know what he has this game. AD scored, 25 yesterday?
Yeah, 20-something. Yeah, it looked good.
Kyrie got
score.
37. Kyrie got 37 tonight.
The Clippers just lost. So they 2-3.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And all that depth talk. We talk about how much depth they have. Oh, they 12 deep. That don't mean nothing. And they lost back-to-back to the Thunder.
Yeah, I don't think Paul George and Kawhi ain't been playing, so take that, it is what it is. But, I think, when they haven't played before, that's when people looked at Lou because they were winning games. So, but, for the most part, they'll be fine. They'll be all right. But these other ones, bro, man,
I guess
I don't know.
the only reason I highlighted this because, like I said, a lot of people talk about them in championship talks.
I'm with you.
And the fact that and the main thing that they harped on was the depth part. if you got that kind of depth, then it shouldn't. And once again, without KD, they should be used to that. Not KD.
Yeah,
Kawhi. They should be
you're
used to
right.
that. I would be more uneasy when he's on the court if I'm one of those guys. But yeah, that's tough. That's tough sledding to lose to Oklahoma City back-to-back nights.
Yep. So, all right. Well, I have to get out of here because I gotta get this stuff over for tomorrow's show or upload. But yeah, right now, just an update on the game. 10-all with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. I've been watching the basketball game, so I don't even know how they scored.
I was Kenyon Drake. Lamar hit him out the backfield I saw him catch that pass.
Yeah, I looked because who said it? Somebody's Marty McFly said Isaiah Likely was coming to life. So I was just like, oh, what's going on over here? So yeah.
He got 4 catches, 51 yards. That's crazy that Lamar nor Brady has 200 yards at least yet in this game.
These Thursday night games are rough, bro.
Yeah, it is.
And the league just don't care.
Lamar got 23 completions with 186 yards. He's averaging 5.5 yards completion.
It's like all that promise that we thought we saw early on, it just went away with these receivers, Bateman and all these other guys.
Is Bateman playing? I don't remember if he's hurt or not.
I don't know.
He got to be. Yeah, he's hurt because he's not. No, he's out there. He got no catches for no yards.
I picked up Gus Edwards.
That's a good pickup. I tried to pick him up. You got him before me. I tried to get Gus because Gus is nice. Gus run hard.
You know what I like about him? Because normally I don't go after waiver guys like that. What I liked is that they like him.
Yeah, they do.
Yep. And I was like, oh, he's gonna get the reps. So yeah. And I think that was the team I think I lost Breece Hall with. So I needed to replace him with somebody that's gonna get some work, and I think he'll definitely get the work.
Yeah, he will. They got a ton of running backs, but they stay hurt, so you can't really see them. You got Gus Edwards, who's real good. Dobbins is good, but he can't stay on the field. You got Justice Hill. Yep. You got Kenyon Drake. They got a bunch of running backs there. and they're a running team. So, one of their runners, whoever is getting the rock that week, because Kenyon Drake had over 100 yards a couple weeks ago. And I picked him up thinking, okay, well, he's going to be the hot hand. And that next week he had like 8 yards. So I put him back where I got him from. But, yeah, it just goes back and forth with this team. They'll be adding, what's his name? He coming back. Deshaun Jackson will be with the team. I saw him running routes early before this game. He should be with them next week. So we'll see what kind of impact he can have or what he has left in the tank. I don't expect much. If nothing else, he'll open it up underneath for those other guys.
Yeah, it definitely stretched the field.
Mm-hmm. Do what he's always done.
We'll watch the end of this drive and then get out of here. See what Lamar does here. They probably won't finish this to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you got one more play before. Did we get all the super chats?
Yeah. I want to say I did. Let me scroll up, make sure I did. Tracy sent one more, said it's over for Klay Thompson. I ain't want to say it, Trace. I wanted to wait a little bit. But it's not looking good. It's not looking promising. It's not looking promising.
I can't say that though, Ken. The only reason I can't say it is because he is coming off some serious injuries. And the fact that he got so worked up last night and he didn't look good in that game at all. I think that may have lit a fire under him. And the fact that everybody else is so hype about him around there, likely with the touchdown. That was a big touchdown. That was a nice catch. But we'll see. We'll see. I think Clay got a little bit left in the tank. And with that team, you don't need him to be a superhero. You just need him to go out there and hit shots and get open and play some solid defense. But we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward with that.
Yeah, that was a nice catch by Likely, the rookie.
Mm-hmm. We got one more super chat from Presto T. Presto T said, real quick, since Sheldon's from South Carolina, is he down with Clemson or that other school? That's a good question. And as crazy as it may sound, I always went with a black quarter. Well, no, I take that back because that didn't happen till later on. My whole life, I was a South Carolina fan, and I'll tell you why. A lot of those, now I'll drink more water. That's not why. A lot of those players from my hometown, Jadeveon Clowney, Stephon Gilmore, Josh Joseph, all those guys were going to South Carolina. So the guys you know in the NFL were USC guys. USC recruited them, Clemson did not. So I was always a USC fan because they always had one of my hometown heroes on the team, Tony Watkins, a bunch of those guys. So that's why I was a South Carolina fan. But then through the years, it switched over. I'm going to tell you why it switched over, Presto. One reason that was when Deshaun went to Clemson. No, sir, King Cam. Greenwood ain't got nothing on Rock Hill. Rock Hill is football city. But when Deshaun went there, they had Stroud as quarterback at Clemson, which is a white guy. They were trying to keep him in place, but to me, Deshaun was that guy. They would let him come in. You know how they do the quarterbacks where they let him come play one series? Well, Clemson wouldn't move the ball all game, and then they give Deshaun his one series, and he was killing it. So I became a Deshaun fan, which turned into and it's nothing but, South Point is crazy, but rooting for black quarterbacks. And so I became a Clemson fan because they had a bunch of black quarterbacks in there. That's just the honest answer. I was rooting for Bryant, Deshaun Watson, that I can't even say his name, something with a P. It's real long, but Clemson had a bunch of black quarterbacks, so I had to kind of switch over a little bit just to root for those guys. But if I had to choose between the two, South Carolina is my school of choice. Yes. But I'm black quarterback down. I ain't gonna lie. I want black quarterbacks to win. It's hard. But you're right. I was a Woody Dantzler fan because Woody Dantzler's from Orangeburg. I went to South Carolina State. And I love Taj Boyd. So I rooted for those guys. But I couldn't let go of South Carolina because when Woody was playing in the league, when Woody was at Clemson, a Rock Hill guy was at South Carolina, somebody I knew personally. So in saying that, I was always a South Carolina guy. But I rooted for Woody his whole life. Taj Boyd, I rooted for forever. Taj Boyd should have been in the league, making it. Clemson did stay with a black quarterback always. So, yeah. King Cam, you killing me tonight, man. Claflin ain't got nothing on South Carolina State. Drink more water. You are exactly right. Look up Jadeveon high school stuff. Anything you see him, that dude was a monster all throughout. I love Kelly Bryant. But look up anything Jadeveon in high school. He was definitely a man child, and he was a monster. So yeah.
All right, cool. Well, appreciate everybody. We're gonna dip up out of here. And we'll catch you guys Tuesday. Lots to talk about. We'll see how Burrow do without Jamar Chase and everything else, man. So we'll catch you next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.